U.S. consumers spent $11.8 billion online this Black Friday, with an estimated $14.2 billion more expected to be spent Cyber Monday, according to Adobe Analytics.
This 5-day period from Thanksgiving Day through Cyber Monday is significant for retailers.
Money going into online shopping carts could reach new heights this year, but consumer experts warn people might actually be buying less. And the high dollar numbers are largely due to the impact of tariffs and higher prices from inflation.
What's happening is that the number of items purchased is actually down, but prices are higher. Average selling prices are higher. So we are seeing the increase in spending due to that inflation.
National consumer expert Claudia Lombana says who is spending their money is another key thing to pay attention to.
The ones that have higher income are spending at will, but those who are less affluent are budgeting.
Some argue it's part of the so-called K-shaped economy.
They're talking about that funny looking capital letter. You know, there's the bit that stands up and there's a bit that goes up and a bit that goes down.
With higher earners getting a boost from stock market investments and home valuation, while lower earners are increasingly living paycheck to paycheck.
Those who are already financially very well off, their economy is going pretty well for them. Those who are less well off, working and middle class Americans, they're the lower part of that K, and maybe their economy is pointing south.
In Washington, Michael Yoshida.
It's a major step forward for public safety in Hartselle. City officials and first responders broke ground on the new Hartselle Fire Station 1 today, a facility months in the making. The new station, located on Shoal Road, will replace the outdated structure on Main Street. Fox 54's Logan Alexander Russell was at the groundbreaking and tells us the new station was a need for the community.
The new Fire Station 1 is designed to meet the needs of a growing community. The strategic location is expected to improve response times to key areas in Hartselle. Mayor Missy Evans says the location of the current station downtown is outdated and no longer fits the needs of those working in the station.
That original fire station was built in 1985, meant to service maybe 1-2 firefighters at a time. Now, here we are almost 40 years later, and we have new and different needs. This fire station will have the ability to house up to 8 firefighters.
Fire Chief Daryl Fox says firefighters are currently working in tight quarters with only 900 square feet of space. Fox says the new station will allow his team to continue providing the highest level of emergency service to the city with modern equipment bays and greatly expanded operational space for the fire department.
It's going to be built for the future, for the growth of the city as well as the fire department. It's going to have our own training room and hopefully extra space to train. And we won't have to borrow somebody else's property or building to go do some.
Mayor Evans also hopes the station will provide comfort and assurance for those looking to move or work in the Hartselle community.
It represents over 60% growth since that first station was built, but it also represents a commitment on the part of the city to improved public safety infrastructure, and it also speaks to our businesses that might want to come to our city and to our new residents that we care about public safety and we are expanding our services to better meet those opportunities.
Along with the new facility, Fire Station 1 will also receive a new ladder truck. From Hartselle, Logan Alexander Russell, Fox 54 News.
That's a big moment there. I know with this new fire station, normally fire stations, they determine like how much you pay for insurance because there's ISO ratings, but this is needed for multiple reasons, as we've heard.
Right.
Yeah.
So basically the location that it's being moved to off of Shoal Road is basically for the betterment of the community. They purposefully chose that location because of that. So.
Yeah, so and from what I understand, not only did they move to the location because it's better to serve the residents, but the space will be enough for more training, I've heard.
Yes,
yeah.
So basically, as it is right now, they have to use other facilities to do their training. So they're hoping that this new fire station will provide more space for them to actually do their trainings, a training room per se.
Yeah, and then another factor too, like as we've learned through multiple cities throughout the Tennessee Valley, Hartselle, another area that's growing.
Yes, and that's exactly why they wanted to expand the station. So before the previous station could only house about 4 firefighters. This new one will be able to hold 8.
Oh, so double.
Yes.
That's great. Thank you so much, Logan Alexandra. Decatur City Council has officially approved a change to parking downtown. At tonight's meeting, council members voted to waive fees in the city's parking deck during specific midday hours. The move is aimed at helping drivers and businesses impacted by ongoing construction. Fox 54 Valentina Chalala has more.
If you've had a hard time finding a parking spot in downtown Decatur, there's a new change taking effect. A parking deck will now be free during midday hours to help ease some of that congestion. The new resolution waives the parking deck's normal fee of 50 cents per hour between 10:30 a.m. and 2 p.m. Decatur City Council President Kyle Pike says street parking has been severely limited as construction workers take up many of the free spaces, leading to backups and customers turning away.
Through the holiday season, there's a lot of construction going on in downtown Decatur right now. We're glad to see it. Excited about all the new developments happening, but it has put a hindrance on some businesses.
Pike adds they chose the midday window after speaking with downtown restaurants and merchants about their busiest and most affected hours.
So talking with some of our downtown restaurants and downtown merchants, specifically around the lunch hours, and that's what we looked at from 2:30 to 10, kind of covers the full range of lunch. And so this would allow people to come downtown, park for free, eat.
A spokesperson for the Brick Deli says construction has impacted customers and that they're appreciative of the city's efforts. Kimberly Safaya, owner of Kimmy's Kitchen and Social House, adds that the parking deck will be beneficial for people who may not be able to walk long distances.
I'm really concerned about the senior citizens, that they don't have to walk so far to get entertainment from 2nd Avenue. Maybe somebody over 50, 55 and up, maybe somebody got disabilities or something, they still got to walk.
The city says the parking deck also meets ADA requirements, including designated accessible spaces and an elevator to make it easier for people with mobility limitations to reach street level. In Decatur, I'm Valentina Chalala, Fox 54 News.
The waived fees will remain in place until June 1st of next year, and the City Council says they'll continue monitoring parking needs as construction moves forward downtown.
Now, the Tennessee Valley's certified most accurate forecast from the Fox 54 Weather Impact Team.
And a very good Tuesday morning to you. I'm Fox 54 Weather Impact Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. We have likely already hit our high temperature for today. I am fairly confident that that occurred in most locations somewhere between 12 o'clock and 3 o'clock this morning. And for the most part, we'll be talking about high temperatures in the mid and upper 40s this afternoon, though we obviously didn't get to enjoy those. Now, a lot of the rain going to come to an end as we head out the door for work, get the kids on the school bus this morning, but we are going to be talking about a cloudy sky, and in general, it is going to be quite chilly across the Tennessee Valley. Definitely going to want a heavier coat as we head out the door this morning. 37 at 7, 38 at 8, 39 by 9, 40 degrees by the time we get to 10 a.m. Now, again, I already told you that today's high temperatures have likely already occurred. When it's all said and done, maybe we're going to see temperatures climb a couple of more degrees this afternoon, but in general, many of us are only going to be talking about high temperatures right around 41, 42, maybe 43 degrees, and even 43 could be a bit of a stretch. I put the 47 for Huntsville just so, again, I could reiterate the fact that that's probably where most of us are going to have recorded high temperatures for the day, but the recorded high temperature is officially labeled as the highest temperature that was observed from midnight to 11:59. So if the highest temperature occurred at 12:01 a.m., well, that'll be the high temperature for the day, even if temperatures continue to fall off and the temperature in the middle of the afternoon was, say, much lower, like it's going to be today. That doesn't really matter because the high temperature is observed from midnight to 11:59 p.m. 36 at 6 o'clock this evening, 34 at 7, 33 by 8, 32 by the time we get to 9 p.m. And then from there, we'll continue to see temperatures slide off as we head into the overnight. It is going to be really cold tonight, early Wednesday morning. Temperatures are going to drop off into the low and mid 20s across the area. So that's something we're going to want to plan for, something we're going to want to account for as we head out the door for work, get the kids on the school bus Wednesday morning. Going to need maybe extra layers on Wednesday compared to what you need this morning. Though we are going to get a little bit warmer Wednesday afternoon. These numbers still going to be below average as far as early December is concerned, but at least we're going to climb into the upper 40s and lower 50s. I also think on Wednesday we're going to get to enjoy a little bit of sunshine, so that'll be quite nice. We are, like I said, in the early days of December. The average high temperature yesterday was 58 degrees. By the time we get to the end of the month, that's where we're going to be talking about the average high temperatures in the lower 50s. The average low is going to go from 37 to 32. Sunrise is going to go from 6:35 to 6:53. Sunset is going to go from 4:35 to 4:45. Actually going to get a little bit later there. Typically, we do get a lot of rain in the month of December, right around 5.77 inches. And then historically, we do tend to get a little bit of snow in the month of December, though that being said, our odds of a white Christmas are basically nothing, anywhere between 0 and 10%. If you want the guarantee, you've got to go to the upper Midwest, you've got to go to the Pacific Northwest or the Northeast. That's where your chances of getting a white Christmas are much higher or pretty close to a guarantee. We're definitely not going to be talking about snow at any point through the next 7 days. There's your 47 today, but again, that likely already happened early this morning. 50 degrees on Wednesday with plenty of sunshine. 47 Thursday, Friday. Notice a trend here. The temperatures stay below average. Other opportunities for rain in the forecast as we head into your Friday, even Thursday and Saturday to some extent. 51 degrees on Saturday. We do get reasonably close to average on Sunday. I've got a high temperature right around 54 degrees, and then 47 next Monday once again with plenty of sunshine. Stick around to Fox 54 Plus. Got more weather and traffic updates coming up.
If you thought you were done hearing about the Real ID, think again. According to the TSA, more than 94% of travelers are already using their Real ID or other acceptable forms of identification. But a new incentive to get yours rolls out next year. Is Huntsville International Airport going to be charging a TSA fee for travelers without a Real ID? Let's verify. The Real ID Act was signed in 2005 by President George W. Bush. It aimed to enhance national security following the September 11th attacks by establishing federal standards for driver's licenses and identification cards. But the law requiring Real ID for certain purposes didn't actually go into effect until this May. Now, all domestic airline passengers must present a Real ID at TSA checkpoints or alternative qualifying identification, such as a passport. And the TSA is cracking down on those without a Real ID, imposing a charge on anyone without the right documentation. But is Huntsville enforcing the new Real ID fee at Huntsville International Airport? We verify. Our source is the Transportation Security Administration. The TSA announced today that all passengers who do not present an acceptable form of ID must pay a $45 fee to use a modernized alternative identity verification system to establish identity at security checkpoints, and that begins February 1st. All travelers without an acceptable ID, including those who present a non-Real ID compliant state driver's license or ID, will be referred to the TSA Confirm ID process prior to entering the security line. Acceptable forms of ID include Real ID, a U.S. passport or passport card, a global entry card, or a U.S. Department of Defense ID. Unacceptable IDs include a non-Real ID, a temporary driver's license, or social security card. While this process will differ from airport to airport, the TSA did confirm to us that this will be enforced at all U.S. airports. In a statement to Fox 54, the senior official performing the duties of Deputy Administrator for TSA, Adam Stahl, said in part, quote, "Identity verification is essential to traveler safety because it keeps terrorists, criminals, and illegal aliens out of the skies and other domestic transportation systems such as rail. The vast majority of travelers present acceptable identification like Real IDs and passports, but we must ensure everyone who flies is who they say they are. This fee ensures the cost to cover verification of an insufficient ID will come from the traveler, not the taxpayer," end quote. So we can confirm that yes, the TSA at Huntsville International Airport will be enforcing a new charge in February for those without acceptable ID. And if you have something you want us to verify, text us at 256-382-2692.
Tuesday is the day that the Northeast is going to see the majority of the snow from this winter storm.
The third winter storm of this week is sweeping across the country. The record-setting doozy is hitting the eastern U.S. today. It's bringing northern snow, southern rain, and a chance for Gulf Coast tornadoes.
It is going to be a wet, sloppy mess with rain heavy at times throughout parts of the southeast.
Farther west, people are digging out after previous rounds of snow and ice. The FAA says some airports could see ground stops today after one at Chicago O'Hare last night.
You know, you are in Chicago, you gotta be ready for any storm.
Officials say a child was taken to the hospital with minor injuries after this school bus crash in northern Illinois yesterday. This video from Topeka, Kansas shows school bus drivers stopping on the side of a slippery highway. Nearby Kansas City has a new daily snowfall record from yesterday. And in Minneapolis, a man is using the recent weather to build an ice castle.
There's lights in the castle, there's all sorts of caverns, there's ice slides, there's going to be a little bar.
In addition to the snow and rain, Forecasters predict new low temperature records in some parts of the country today.
The weather pattern that we're in keeps it cold for most of the week, for most of the country.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Did you know that you can get weather impact updates 24/7 on Fox 54 Plus? Here's how. Go to Fox 54 Plus on your Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, or Samsung. Once you're on the main screen, push the down arrow and click on the Fox 54 Plus Weather Impact 24/7 block. Here, you'll find radar, current temperatures and conditions, traffic cams, forecasts, and more, all available on demand. Want to get back to the main channel? Just push the down arrow and click on the 24/7 stream button. It's your weather impact updates 24/7 on Fox 54 Plus. Start streaming today.
Our little Grinch thieves are going to be out wandering around, specifically knowing the packages are going to be delivered.
This Grinch got a head start on stealing Christmas Sunday. The Whatcom County Sheriff's Office sent this video to King 5, showing a woman running up and snatching a blue package off a porch. Down in Pierce County, Deputy Carly Capetto says 5 package thefts were reported just over the Thanksgiving weekend.
Could be a gift for a loved one, or a medication that you were waiting for, or medical equipment. I've heard it all.
The Pierce County Sheriff's Office is part of a national network that's now teaming up with Amazon, sharing tips online to keep your stuff out of the hands of porch pirates.
This can be very traumatizing for some people who have a tighter budget this year, right? So that's why we're trying to proactively let people know and take this seriously.
Tip number 1, track your packages. Amazon has map tracking, so you can bring deliveries in as soon as they arrive. The share tracking feature lets you send those updates to a trusted neighbor or family member.
If I'm not home on a Thursday, I can let my mom, my siblings know, so that way they can pick up the packages so it's out of public view.
You can also tell delivery drivers to leave packages in a hidden location.
Giving directions to place packages on the back side of the house where it's not visible from the road.
And when that's not possible, some other options are to pick up your package, use a locker, or have it sent somewhere you know it will be safe.
Or can it be delivered to your workplace or another secure location?
Elton John's Yuletide classic Step Into Christmas is officially platinum. The Recording Industry Association of America has certified the 1973 song has sold more than 1 million copies. It's triple platinum in the UK, where it's re-entered the charts every December since 2011.
Later on, we'll conspire as we dream by the fire to face unafraid the plans that we made, walking in a winter wonderland.
Lady A is out with their first new Christmas album in more than a decade. The country pop trio is supporting On This Winter Night Volume 2 with their first ever Christmas tour, launching Friday in Atlanta, Georgia.
Let's start the holidays!
I can't wait for the snow!
Here's your first look at the first snow of Fraggle Rock. Gobo heads to outer space, the human world, looking for inspiration for his annual holiday song. The first snow of Fraggle Rock falls Friday on Apple TV. Making hot chocolate in Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Catch full episodes of Trending Topics streaming on Fox 54 Plus on demand Monday through Fridays, where we talk about the hottest happenings and we give you our hottest takes. From movies and TV to music and fashion, we're always talking about something.
Hey everyone, Alex Golis is ready to lead the Chores down on the plains of Auburn. The new head coach of the Tigers heading to the plains after a 3-year stint with South Florida. Our team coverage on the plains continuing tonight with Nick Kuzma. He chats it up with Mike Giddens of the War Report.
We're here at the introduction of the 33rd head coach in the history of Auburn football, Alex Golesh, and of course that means we got to bring in our guy, Mike Giddens. The first time we're doing an interview in person. Mike, how excited are you for the future of this Auburn football program?
I think Golesh struck all the right tones today in his opening conference, and he talked. You can tell he's a football guy. He talked development. He talked process. He talked about creating a process-driven program.
I know you are someone that does like to dive into film a little bit. What does the film tell you? Obviously, he was at Tennessee as an offensive coordinator, beat Alabama in 2022.
Yeah.
Led the nation in scoring when he was at Tennessee. Then he goes to USF, 7-6, 7-6, 9-3. What does the tape tell you about Alex Golesh offense?
The tape tells me that he has had success everywhere he's gone, and that if his process works here, Auburn is going to win a lot of football games. So the support is here. The money is available. The facilities that we're standing in right now are some of the best in the country. He's got all that at his fingertips, and if he can take all that and put it together and win the fourth quarter, as you mentioned. I mean, we were here for the Iron Bowl, just a couple nights ago, and Auburn with a chance to win the game and finding ways to lose, right? He's got to flip that narrative. All these things help him do that.
I know you just recently did do some reporting based upon independent sources about the fact that Auburn did seem like they were in on the Huntsville native and now former Tulane head coach John Summerall's sweepstakes. What can you tell us about that?
Look, my sources told me that a deal was all but done, and it was the exact deal that Golesh just got. About $7.5 a year with really strong incentives that could see him make north of $10 million if he hits all the milestones that are in his contract. At the end of the day, Summerall let some of the outside noise get to him, and he is no longer in the running. John Cohen he stands on business. He's not going to listen to you tell him that this job is, he knows what this job is. And so once he was out of the running, Auburn had to go another direction. And Alex Golesh was always on their list, so that's important to remember.
This fan base is tired of the wait for it.
Yeah.
This fan base is ready, to win right now. They want to win a national championship next year if they can. What do you think Alex Golesh needs to do in the next 24, 36 hours, then months as we approach spring ball and then the season to make that possibly a reality?
He's got to retain this roster, and he's got to find a quarterback. I got the last question of the press conference. I asked him about his process with quarterbacks. He's got to figure out who's going to be on this roster. So, and by his words, start to build a system around the talent. So you can't do that until you know who the talent is going to be. You need Cam Coleman's, you need Perry Thompson's, you need these dynamic guys like Malcolm Simmons. He had the game of his life in the Iron Bowl. You need these guys because at the end of the day, you're not going to out-develop Kirby Smart. You have to be able to develop at a high level, Nick, and you need to be able to recruit dogs that will go in and just can win their matchups. You need both sides of that coin. And so if you're not going to retain the guys you have, you damn sure better be able to go out into the portal and find those guys and bring them in here.
We'll see if he can do that. That's Mike Giddens. He is with the War Report. From inside Jordan-Hare Stadium in Auburn, I'm Nick Kuzma, Fox 54 Sports.
There's more to Fox 54 Plus with the Locked On Podcast Network. From the Tide to the Tigers, from college teams to pro, the Locked On Podcast Network gives you insights and analysis you just can't find anywhere else.
These kids, they want to play.
I don't think so. I think it was Chad Baker-Mazzara.
Locked On Sports, streaming every day of the week and right here on Fox 54 Plus.
Fox 54 Plus has your news, sports, and weather. Start your evening with Fox 54 at 5:30, delivering the latest headlines and live reports straight from the scene. Then, stay informed with Fox 54 News at 9, featuring your Tennessee Valley certified most accurate weather impact team, tracking everything from tornado threats to traffic delays during severe weather. Fox 54 Sports Extra brings you more of what sports fans crave, with deeper insights, expert analysis, and all the action that matters most. On Fox 54 Plus, you'll also find Alabama politics, plus 24/7 weather radar and real-time forecasts to keep you ahead of the storm. Looking for a quick recap? Don't miss Fox 54 Week in Review, highlighting the biggest stories of the week. Jumpstart your morning with Morning Rush. fast-paced news updates, featured with uplifting stories from across the globe. Get your entertainment fix with Getting Real, where we break down movie reviews, top 10 lists, and spotlight the newest film. Die Hard fan? Locked On Sports dives deep into the Crimson Tide, the Tigers, college rivalries, and pro action. True crime more your style? Killer Cases brings you gripping, real-life stories that stick with you. Hungry for more? Cooking with Style serves up mouth-watering recipes that are easy to make and impossible to resist. From movie previews before you head to the theater with Take a Look, to must-know headlines from across the region and around the world with In the News. Download the Fox 54 Plus app today on Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, or Samsung TV. Open the app and dive into non-stop content.
Every year, Schobert creates about 100 snow sculptures in his front yard. When the snow first falls, he starts out small. His creations look like two kids on a bench or even a simple snowman. But as the snow gets heavier and better for packing, his ideas are endless.
Every one is my favorite one that I make. This is my favorite now. But right here, I made this huge gate. It had like 14 sculptures in it. It was lions and Greek statues.
The sculptor created the Greek statues this past spring. While he usually lets the ideas come to him and sculpt from there, he's got a few ideas for the next few months. Some of those include creating something for local bands. Schobert tells me he keeps a journal of all of his past creations. Some of those inspire what's to come,